In 2026, transitioning into UI/UX is not just about learning how to draw screens or rectangles or play with colors. No, because AI can actually do that in seconds or minutes. But anyway, it's about how you think, how you make decisions, and how you use tools to build consistent systems. So if I was starting UI/UX in 2026, here's how I would go about it. The first thing I'll do after making the decision to get into UI/UX is to clearly understand the difference between UI and UX. Not to master both immediately, but then to know what exactly I'm learning and going to focus on. So UI is about the visuals and interaction, like how things look and feel. But then UX is about the experience of the users, so flows, usability, decision making, and things like that. Many designers do both of them, but then understanding the key difference early enough helps you to know like what you're going to focus on and sequence your learning the right way. Once you know the difference between UI, user interface, and UX, user experience, then I'll start learning UI first. Not because UX is not important, but because UI actually like trains your eyes. And I mean, UI is what people are going to see first and, make them approach you. Before I open any software, I'll spend some time observing designs and I'll ask myself, like, why does this thing look like confusing? Or why does this thing look fine and the other one not as fine? For beginners, this works best if you first watch videos or read about like design fundamentals like spacing, typography, hierarchy, layouts, and things like that. Once you know what to look for, observing designs now becomes more intentional. You start noticing patterns, learning how decisions are made, and building a foundation to help you create systems to work more consistently, which is what is important now. After building that visual foundation, then I'll move into tools, but then I'll keep it simple. One main tool is Figma, right? It's one of the most important tools that you really need to know like when you're starting out. So you don't need to know all the features and all the plugins and things like that. No, you just need the essentials, auto layout, components, how to use these things, right? Because you just need to be able to translate your ideas into basic prototypes and screens when you're just starting out. While learning UI, I'll practice intentionally. So practice with small projects. It could be redesigns or replicating a screen that you see and you really like, and just doing things like that. One very important thing I'll do is to share as I go. So not polished case studies or things like that. No, I'll share my imperfect designs because the goal is to show progress like over time, not necessarily to show like the most beautiful designs and things like that. And another thing is that building in public actually helps you with confidence, consistency, and shows your progress over time. It also helps you with feedback as well. The next thing I'll do is to learn how to use AI intentionally. So AI is part of the workflow now, but then it shouldn't replace your ideas or your thinking. I'll use tools like ChatGPT to help me generate ideas, critique my designs, or think through improvements. I'd also use tools like Cloverable to write code or quickly explore layouts, especially when you're trying to figure things out and you're a bit confused. Basically, AI helps you to work faster and experiment more, but your judgments and understanding of context and things need to stay human. The next thing I'll do is move to UX, that's user experience. Once UI feels more natural, so now UX can actually start to make sense. So now things like user flow, usability, testing, research, they now land better because you understand how interfaces work visually. UX is still very essential, but then it comes more naturally after your foundations of visuals and decision making is very strong. So now, should you take courses or attend bootcamp? We'll talk about that better in another video. But personally, I'm a self-taught UI/UX designer and I learned by actually watching videos on YouTube, and I took the Foundations of User Experience Design course on Coursera and another course on Udemy, and that's what works for me. But if you choose to attend a bootcamp, then I think you should see it more as a support system and a place to like be part of a community, because I think that's something I lacked when I started out in UI/UX design. And yeah, so it should be more like a support system because you basically need to do most of the work. Nobody's going to teach you everything. It's a continuous learning process and you have to keep up. So if you're just starting out, I need you to remember that you are not late. I know that it seems like there are so many designers out there, right? So everybody seems to be doing design these days, but then there's still space for you. So all you need to do is get started. Make sure that you understand the foundations and the fundamentals. Make sure that you train your eyes daily by observing design. So if you see a design, take it, look at it, find out what works, what doesn't work, and take what you need to take from there, right? And then you need to practice daily because, I mean, that's how you're going to know that your skills are improving, by practicing daily. Take a design, redesign it, take something, replicate it. That's what's going to show that you're growing. And then another thing to do is to use AI to support your workflow, not to replace your ideas or your thinking or your decisions, but just to critique them and, take the good parts of whatever it gives you. And then one very important thing also, which I didn't really do when I started out, is building in public. It's very important. Like, we underestimate building in public. But yeah, you need to put your work out there. You're not trying to chase perfection. You're just trying to show your process, your progress, and your thinking, how you think about things and how you implement, ideas and all of that. So yeah, build in public. Anyway, that's it for today. Keep learning, keep growing, put in the efforts, and you see the results soon. So if I was starting out in 2026, this is how I would approach it. And we'll talk about more things like courses and all of that in later videos if you made it up to this very point. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also share to your designer friends who might actually need this. See you in the next video. Bye.